So yeah, so I just became like conscious, like, about what I was doing to myself, because I began to see and think about loved ones. Well, I was back at the old home place years ago, and we had a picnic table, and it's an old picnic table. And it was in the evening. It was in the country, okay? And when I say country, it's like back off. It's outside of town, and there's nothing but fields around. And there's like 1, 2, 3. Back in the day, it was only like three other homes back up that road, that dirt lane. And now there's like a couple more, but it's still like a vast, with fields all around, and in the distance like a little wooded area and so forth, and the big open sky. The house sat on a hill, and I was sitting out in the one evening by myself. I was there alone, and I was sitting there at the picnic table, and something just came to me. How many sat around this picnic table, and they're no longer here? They're gone. Well, something came to me. I wrote, I don't know if you want to say it was a poem or like a short story type of thing, about all those that were here and now gone. I'll have to find that, actually. But you see, it started making me think about everything that I was doing in my life that was toxic. That was toxic for me. I was going into the bars, just to hang out. Excuse me. Just to hang out. Place to go, a place to be. And I'm in there, I'd have a couple, 2, 3. 3 would most likely be my limit. I did have a limit. But here I am sitting in the bar, around all these other folks sitting there drinking and talking, and, people hitting on me, right? Guys and all, right? Well, anyway, so I was partaking in stuff, that places, people, and things I was mixed up in. And it started weighing heavy on me. Heart and mind. Like, what are you doing, right? This is no good. This is BS. This just isn't. It's not serving me. It's like I'm not respecting myself. Something changed. Well, the fact was that the smoking really got to me. Couldn't breathe and all that. I explained all that. But sitting around that picnic table, all that were here and are now gone. Throughout the years, a family get together, and there back at the old house, and picnics, and all those memories started coming back to me about those picnics. And it started recollecting in my mind all of it. And the get-togethers and what all those get-togethers and all that stuff, and truth was starting to come back and seeing everything, right? But not blaming anyone. That's not me. But I started applying it to my own life. And so something just made me change right then and there. Like, I am not partaking in this negative stuff anymore. I gotta start respecting me. I gotta start having self-dignity. I gotta start rising up. You know? And I stopped. I stopped going into the bars just to hang out, just for a place to go and be. Even though I'm just drinking 1 or 2, 3. And not just that, but the guys that I were with, you know, most of them were drinkers. That was their thing, to go to the bar. And then like a dummy, I'm following it. And then, you know, and then there I am with them, and so then I'm drinking too. And I'm smoking, you know. And I'm partaking. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having like a drink, like if you go out, but I'm talking about every daggone day, every like evening, every Friday, you know, every Saturday, you know, and stuff like that. It's not good for you. You know, it's not good for you to not be doing this. I think God says moderation, balance, and everything in moderation. But, so anyway, getting back to this, don't pick a fight without a reason when no one has done you harm. Don't envy violent people or copy their ways. Such wicked people are detestable to the Lord, but he offers his friendship to the godly, to those that are in his law and in his will, and applying the word of wisdom. It's not about being goody two-shoes. What's wrong with being good? We got this mindset, something about being good is something like there's something wrong with that. But it's not. What is wrong with being good? What is wrong with having a good life and living in positivity? What's wrong with that? We're so used to living in hate. We're so used to living in toxic. We're so used to living in negative. And the negative became a freaking habit that you don't want to break free from. Out of what? Why? Because you got this perception of being goody two-shoes. Well, I'll tell you what. I'd rather be goody two-shoes and have a long, good, satisfying life than to be a negative, grouchy, unhappy, toxic, argumentative person. Seeing everyone's faults. But not your own. See, God has helped me see my own faults, not other people's. Their lives were a lesson for me to look at, not to blame them, but to see and to know, to learn from. Not to condemn them, but to forgive them because they were in toxicity themselves. You know, I think about, I had a dream last night about my passed over loved ones, and they were all around me, and they were saying their voice was not heard. Their baggage, they did not convey, they did not recognize, they did not speak, they did not heal it, they did not release it, they remained in it. So their voice of themselves and their truth was not heard. They're saying, Kim, you have the chance to voice our voices. Help us to be heard of their toxicities, of their baggage, of their woundedness, of their brokenness. And they were all around me. And I remember tears wherever I was. And all my loved ones around me. Friends that passed away. Family members that passed away. They were all around me. And they made me understand. They remained in the quicksand. Hello. They didn't grab a hold of the rope to be pulled out. So their baggage, their brokenness, their ish remained silent. Their voice went unheard, never spoken. And they're saying, Kim, speak for us. Speak truth for us. What a dream. Did I travel to another realm where our loved ones are, where they can meet us, where we can meet them by us ascending in consciousness in our sleep. Empath, Iota. I don't know the names of these types of psychics, empathical things, and I know clairvoyance and all these kind of other, but I don't know the technical title, if you will. But I know I traveled. My soul, my consciousness. But he offers friendship to the godly. The Lord curses the house of the wicked. If your house right here is wicked, evil, nasty, filled with toxicity, as the inside and on the outside of us. But he blesses the home of the upright, those who pull themselves up here, cleans it up with seeing and hearing of good, positive encouragement, love, light, life, sunshine, good mental, to make your mind stronger and stronger. Knowledge is power, and the Word of God is it's powerful. Okay, I believe that. The Lord mocks the mockers, but is gracious to the humble. The wise inherit honor, but fools are put to shame. Be honorable to yourself. Be wise and inherit honor. If you're going to be a fool, you're going to be put to shame. The do's and the don'ts, the positive and the negatives. So we can either be blessing or we can be cursing. We can be loving or we can be hating. We can be all wrapped up in someone else's, what they didn't do, or throwing stones. Like I could throw stones at my mom and my dad, and for all the stuff of my childhood. But no, you know what? I came to say and understand to forgive. Forgiveness. Because they are human just like you and I. And they had stuff that you just didn't know about or didn't hear about because it was kept silent. But they raised us. My mom cooked and cleaned every day. Did laundry every day. Not in a dryer, hung it out on a line. They provided. Yeah, there was faults. There was stuff that was wrong in my childhood. Yeah. But I chose to rise above it. Even more so these past 3 years, to forgive, to come to understanding. Hey man, if I've been through ish, so have they. Let's not throw stones. Let's not crucify them. They did what they tried to do the best they could. It's not be like, oh, but they could have did better. They should have did better. Okay, yeah, but they didn't. What good is it going to do to continue to throw stones and throw knives? What good is that going to do? It's just going to keep you weighed down. Instead of you reaching out and grabbing life, reaching up and grabbing your star, for you to have a good, long, satisfying life. To be a good father and be around your children and watching them grow up. And be a daddy and be a friend. That you want to see them smile. You want to see them laugh. You want to see what they grow up to be. And for you to help guide them. And be there for them. Mommy too. Mamaw too, grandma too. Forgive. Forgive. Work it out, talk things out. Don't throw. Don't be so easy to throw away. You know? Turn all the negative to positive. You got to point the finger back at you. What can I do to heal myself? What can I do to make myself a better mom? What can I do to make myself a better woman? Or vice versa. What can I do to make myself a better dad? What can I do to make myself a better man? We are responsible for our actions.